Welcome back to Manga Monday, where I am reading manga recommendations that were recommended to me as a beginner manga, and let's see if they are good for somebody who wants to get into mangas. Okay. Today on our plan is Bakuman. I have had several people listing Bakuman as a good way to enter the manga world. I have found 3 of these videos again, and I'm linking them down below. Bakuman is a story about two boys that are setting out to write the best manga in the world. And so this kind of explains and shows a little bit about the manga industry that as a newbie to the manga world, I know nothing about. So this can go either very, very well, where I'm like, ooh, all these interesting things about manga, or I'm like, I have no clue what's going on and it just goes right over my head. I'm assuming that for somebody who is into manga more, that potentially they might get more references or anecdotes or something, so I might miss stuff. That's just my assumption here. One thing that is said about this and why this is recommended to beginners is not only that it introduces you to the world of manga and how the industry works, but also it is a 20-volume series that is completed. So you're not committing to a series that isn't ending and potentially has like 100 volumes or something. So that is one thing that people are saying as a positive, although 20 volumes is quite a commitment when you think of each costing like $8-9. Another thing that was mentioned in one of the videos that I'm linking below is that this is quite dialogue heavy compared to other mangas. So because I do like that and I'm less the action type, that might be something for me potentially. Let's see. And then in one of the videos, Jessie said that some of the storylines might raise some question marks, and you're gonna be like, what is going on? So I'm looking out for that. Potentially that could happen if you are not fully in this world yet and understand it all, but it seems to be still quite entertaining. And he promised that I might be cheering for somebody or some people that in the beginning I wouldn't think that I would be cheering for, which is something that I always love a lot. So I'm super pumped to get into this. Okay, let's dive in and see how quick we get through this. I finished this within 1 hour of reading and I really enjoyed it. I'm giving it 4 out of 5 stars simply because I feel like for a 5 out of 5 stars, it needed an additional message, just an additional something that this didn't have. But my enjoyment was probably one of the best in all mangas so far. And I'm not sure entirely why that is, but it felt really, really easy to get into the story, to connect to the characters, to understand what drives them, what they're up to. There's no big mystery, but you really enjoy following these 2 boys becoming mangaka. And there's some additional high school relationship storyline. So if that annoys you, that might probably not be for you. I really did enjoy the drawing style. It felt very approachable and not too over the top. Sometimes the characters had over the top reactions, just as you would expect in a manga, which was good, but never completely out of line and something that you wouldn't understand. I think what makes this one so approachable for a beginner in manga is that it plays in the real world and there's no weird elements to it. It just is real, it's contemporary, it's relatable. Some of the things in here might be showing some dated male-female not perspectives, but what is the male role, what is a female role, what should I expect from either of them, or what is typical male, what is typical female. I'm not sure if that's going to challenge it further down the road. It sounds like it might, but we're falling into some of these very, very cliche things. So I'm a little bit hesitant about this. But overall, I felt like I got into this really well. There were a couple of minor things where I think that somebody who has never had any connections with the Japanese culture might have some question marks where it doesn't make a lot of sense, but most things that are references that you need to understand are explained. There's no weird language. I've had a couple of mangas where you could, I don't know if it was a translation issue or if the translation just wasn't possible, but there's no weird conversations. There's no weird dialogues. Now, one of the people recommending this said that this is very dialogue heavy. That might be true, but it felt really, really good to me. There's not like a 2 pages just of boom, bang, whatever action. But yeah, overall, this is definitely a series that I will continue reading and that I'm actually eager to get into number 2 because I really did enjoy it. But yeah, it just didn't hit me hard to become a 5-star. So yeah, I do recommend this to beginners who are into a contemporary story, who do not want like a fantastical additional element to it, who just want to ease in and understand a little bit of the manga scene and what the some differences around the drawing style, etc. I don't think that everything is explained well enough. Like what is a shonen? As a beginner to manga, I don't know what that is. That's not explained, but we're talking about what type of pen they're using, that you need a storyboard, how the process works when you want to get published. But yeah, some basic elements are missing that you might have to research yourself to get the answers as to what it is. Anyways, big recommendation for a manga beginner to get into this story. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know which mangas you would like for me to read and talk about. As soon as I'm done with all the recommendations I've seen in these videos, I might have some room for some more. So if there's any manga that you would really like to see me pick up, maybe it's even on the list and you just want me to pick it up next, let me know. I would gladly do so. Until then, I hope that you're subscribed. If not, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up and leave some comments to show me some love and help me grow. So yeah, that's it. And I hope to see you again on my channel really soon. Until then, bye!
Just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever?